Hello and welcome into the CISM pregame show. I'm John Schaefer. We've given Blake the night off for the evening, but getting you ready for what should be an exciting and, dare I say, hectic, chaotic week 2. Tough act to follow after what week 1 gave us last week. It was certainly no better way to open the season than what we saw there. Hopefully week 2 can match the energy that we had. Now we're going to get you ready for plenty of games across the state. Like I said, great games on tap. We're going to hear from both head coaches and Coach Dwayne Orr and Centennial head coach coach Ryan Pizzetti getting ready for their matchup. Plus, we'll hear from our broadcast crews getting you ready for your game as well. But first, let's dive into those rankings, courtesy of our friends over at Radio Iowa. In at number 1, once again, the Valley Tigers of West Des Moines. They got a 20-19 win over the number 3 Dowling Catholic Maroons last week in an instant classic. Jake DeGroat with a big game before exiting due to cramps. He was 13 for 22, 151 yards through the air and a passing touchdown, as well as a rushing score. And the Tigers this week go on the road to number 3 Waukee Northwest. DeGroat, a big part of the Tigers' success. We'll see if he can complete the entire 4 quarters of tonight's game. Meanwhile, Southeast Polk pops in at number 2. They stay at number 2. The 4-time defending champs starting off with a 30-14 victory against Ankeny Centennial. Drew Thompson put the team on his back, 32 carries, 120 yards, and a score. They will take on number 4 Iowa City Liberty. We mentioned Northwest, a chance to upset the top team Valley this week and move to 2-0 after a 2-point conversion late in their Week 1 tilt, lifted them to a win over Ankeny. In the 4 slot, Iowa City Liberty is also looking to start unblemished and upset the Rams of Southeast Polk. They too broke hearts with a 2-point conversion that sent them past Cedar Falls 15-14. That was the win for them. Look for the dual threat QB and senior Reese Reddig to test the Rams' defense. Dowling Catholic drops to 5th this week after falling 20-19 to Valley. The Maroons were in that game thanks to the big plays of Jeffrey Roberts and Sam Drexler at receiver. Roberts, the Ames transfer with 4 catches for 137 yards and a touchdown. He can certainly fly, and they'll get Johnston at Valley Stadium tonight. Speaking of the Dragons, they jump into the rankings at number 6 this week after a stout defensive performance as they roll by Waukee 13-3 in their season opener. Some may call the Dragons young, but they're not afraid of the challenge in front of them this week. Iowa City West is in at number 7. They also joined the rankings following a demolition of crosstown rivals City High, 30-0. It was a win for the Trojans. Senior running back Campbell Janis with 20 carries, 111 yards and a rushing score. All 3 touchdowns came on the ground, so look for the rushing attack to be back again in Week 2 with Iowa City West hosting Hempstead. At number 8, Pleasant Valley finds themselves up a spot after a rivalry win against Bettendorf 24-17. Senior Lincoln Dalton found pay dirt twice in the run game, and PV added 1 through the air as Gavin Barber hauled in his lone catch on a 66-yard touchdown completion. The Spartans now go to Cedar Falls in another tough matchup. At number 9, Sioux City East, 1-0 on the year, hops up a spot here. They took no issue with Sioux City North, 38-3 dismantling for the Black Raiders. They get Norwalk tonight as they look to move to 2-0. And rounding out the top 10, Ankeny coming off that loss to Northwest that they'd love to have back. Daniel Larmy ran the rock 37 times for 241 yards and 2 scores. The senior can handle a big workload, so expect more from him with the Hawks on the road at Waukee this evening as well. That's a look at the Radio Iowa polls. Certainly, things are going to keep shuffling around as we go week to week. It'll be curious to see how things play out here in Week 2 and what that does to the standings and rankings in Week 3. Well, with that, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show right here on CISN TV.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back. Happy to have you here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. Once again, John Schaefer with you this evening. Now, let's take a listen in from both coaches in a big matchup in Linn-Mar taking on Centennial. We catch up with Dwayne Orr and head coach Ryan Pizzetti for the Centennial Jaguars right now.
Here on the pregame show on CISN, Paul Yeager with Dwayne Orr, coach at Linn-Mar. Coach, first year for the Lions as head coach, not new to coaching, but getting back into that swing on a Friday night as the head guy. How was that for you?
Yeah, well, super exciting. I can't tell you that it's quite a bit different than it was when I started 39 years ago. And I have been out of it for a few years while my son was playing both in high school and in college. So to be able to have the opportunity to come back and be on the sidelines and experience Friday Night Lights with a terrific group of kids and an absolutely awesome group of coaches that I've been able to assemble was really a thrill.
I'm guessing this hasn't changed, but do you believe the whole teams get better from week 1 to week 2? And do you think that's what's on store for you this week?
We talked about that certainly in our team meeting on Monday. We really do believe that, and that's where our focus is. And I know that'll be the same with Ankeny Centennial. They'll be looking to get better from week 1 to week 2 as well. But I think that's generally true. That throughout my career I've seen. Hopefully you make improvement throughout the season continuously, but the biggest jump in improvement you often see from week 1 to 2 because you've had a chance now really to measure yourself against an opponent, and you can address some issues and make some adjustments that become rather clear that need to be made to make that improvement. So we're looking forward to see how much better we can be.
Let's alter that phrase a little bit. How do you find your way on defense this week?
Yeah. Well, defensively, we just felt really, really good about our game plan last week and the execution of that game plan for a lot of the ball game. The final score certainly doesn't reflect that. But the fact we caused 3 turnovers, we stopped our opponent on 2 fourth down attempts. So you really consider those turnovers as well. And, our tackling could be more crisp. It could be more clean. So we've worked on that earlier this week. But we feel like we've got some pieces there on defense that can cause other teams problems. And we're building around them. We sharpen up our tackling a little bit, and we like the chances that our defense can give us while our offense is still trying to find their legs.
Always an improvement to be made. Always another drill to run, and we always appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Co-head coach of the Centennial Jaguars, Ryan Pizzetti, coach last week. Okay, let's just see if you subscribe to this week 1 to week 2 improvement thing.
Oh, absolutely. There's been some changes made on our team and sharpened some things up that didn't go our way last Friday, and looking forward to playing Linn-Mar.
So, one last thing on the previous game. What'd you see on tape that you wanted to address this week in practice?
Oh, you know what? It's first game. You always think you're prepared, but deep down there's going to be some things that happen, and there was some catastrophic failures on our end that can't happen in a big game like that, but they did. You got to accept it, you got to swallow it, and you got to move on.
The offense is something that's always a work in progress. Where'd you see this week improvements?
You know what? We made some changes for the better, we feel, and as we go forward, we need to make sure that we sharpen things up and play better.
J.J. Morgan, how did you think he did?
Did outstanding. You know what? Whenever you average 12 yards carry against a team like that, I mean, he's one of the most dynamic offensive players we have, and we need to take advantage of that.
Offensive line, how did they play?
You know what? There's a lot of guys that played up front, and at times they played really good. And we just need to make sure consistency is the key with those guys.
Defensively, what did you like?
Oh, outstanding! That was a bright spot for us. They played good. You know, with Southeast Polk returning, I think they had 8 guys that played on a state title team, and I think they allowed 60 plays, 240 yards. I mean, that's pretty good numbers for those guys. So that's something to build on for sure.
You coaches and your penchant for numbers, being able to pull things. I'm always impressed. Who do you need to step up this week defensively?
Defensively, they just need to play just like they did against Polk. You know, don't give up big plays, and they didn't. You know, bend but don't break. You know, Southeast Polk didn't make a lot of mistakes on offense, and you know, it showed. You know, whenever you can have a 19-play drive and finish it, you know, that's quality football. But I do feel our defense did the job.
Linn-Mar's a team that has their own sets of injuries, own sets of challenges trying to move the football. What have you seen on tape where you have opportunities?
You know, they're a different team. They graduated some kids a year ago from a playoff team, and they're new. You know, I think they went through a lot of the growing pains that we did game 1 offensively, and they'll be much improved.
Lastly, for you, what would be considered, I mean, obviously a victory on the board, but what do you see as victory for your team tonight?
Sharpen things up, play fast, get things done, eliminate the mistakes that happened week 1.
All right, so Ryan Pizzetti, co-head coach of the Centennial Jaguars. The pregame show continues after this on CISM.
As always, a big thank you to our coaches who join us for these pregame shows. Certainly don't have to take the time out of their busy schedule, but no less we do appreciate the time they give us to get you ready for the big matchups across the state. Cannot wait for kickoff here on CISN. And once again, a reminder for all of you who are watching at home or even at the games, be sure to check out all of the highlights and the action on our social media. Even tag us on social media. We'd love to get you some retweets and certainly some shares across all of our platforms. Thanks so much for joining us on the Football Pregame Show here on CISN. Let's get you out to kickoff here in just a moment.
Good evening and welcome to Ankeny as we have Ankeny Centennial here tonight hosting the Linn-Mar Lions. Dar Daniels and Tim Hauber. Tim, both these teams stumbled in the opener. Chance now to come out. You always say, you know, your biggest improvement between week 1 and 2. Both coaches said the pregame, yeah, we believe in that. So tonight we'll see how well each of these teams made adjustments coming into the second ball game.
Yeah, you learn a lot. You know, both teams have a lot of new players and new positions here. I think, the first game you get the jitters out of the way and kind of you found out a lot about your team. Now they have some film to go off, or they made some adjustments this week. We'll see how they play out tonight.
And both teams went up against good opponents and struggled a little bit against both of them. For Centennial, of course, a 4-time defending state champion. And so they will try to right the ship here tonight. And let's talk a little bit about some of the players, a couple of the players to watch for each team here tonight.
Well, for Linn-Mar, they have the big running back. They have Hud Turner, number 10. He's not very big. He's about 5'5". He's one of those scatter backs. He's really quick there. He had 16 carries for 90-some yards last week, so he was their main workhorse. I know the coach talked about they want to get their running game established tonight.
And for Ankeny, Centennial running back as well, right?
Yes, I think J.J. Morgan, he's a returner. He's a senior this year. You'll see him wearing he's gone to number 0 here. He is going to be the workhorse. I see that Centennial wanting to get the ball to him, not just either handing off or rushing the ball, but maybe implementing him more into the passing game as well.
So you see the game last week. What did you notice about them, Ankeny Centennial, coming out in that first game?
I thought they played really well. It was, they had tied the game 7-7. They played, really good. You're playing probably one of the top 3 teams in the state, so I think just aware of it. And they made a couple mistakes there, and the game started to get away from them towards the end. But I thought they were playing very physical. A lot of good tackles from the defensive linemen and the linebackers, but I think just give up a few too many big plays there to get caught up. And the offense just wasn't in sync yet to kind of compete with Southeast Polk.
And for Linn-Mar, you got to go on the road, and we know it's always a little different, especially the teams from the east coming over here. going on the road, the first home game for Centennial, big crowd, and you have to kind of block all that out and maybe keep that crowd silent with your play, huh?
Yeah, if they can get the ground game going, I mean, they too have inexperienced quarterbacks. They may play two different quarterbacks. We saw that coming through. So looking at the size factor, how do they match up well? But if they can keep the game close and it keeps the crowd noise out.
Austin Oliver is down on the field for us on the sideline. Austin, give us a little check on the conditions down there.
It's 63 degrees down here. It's a little balmy for players. It should be about perfect. The sun did pop out just right here before game time. The wind is going to be blowing out of the west. So that could be a little bit of a factor. I expect that to kind of die down before game gets going too far here.
All right, thanks, Austin. We'll be checking in with him throughout the night here as we get underway. A good crowd here on hand tonight for Centennial, and a little thinner for Linn-Mar, as you'd expect. And for those of you watching tonight on the stream over there in eastern Iowa, Linn-Mar Marion, we appreciate you watching in here tonight. And Tim, I think it sets up to be a good ball game, but I think these first quarter is going to be big. Who sets the tone coming out?
Well, I know that Ankeny won the toss, and Centennial won the toss. They're going to kick off. So we'll see how that defense wants to set the tone. If they're going to be very aggressive, if they can make their quarterback nervous, if you're just going to hand the ball off, but we may see Hunter Wildeman, a senior, starting tonight. So that's where I see the tone is. See what the defense does that very first series.
All right, looks like Chase Bradley, Declan Toms back deep to receive for Linn-Mar. You see them on the right of the screen in the white uniforms, the red helmets, and for Centennial, of course, in the dark uniforms here tonight with the, is that silver we call that, or gray? What do we? What's the color we call that?
I'll just go with gray. It's simple to say.
And here's the kickoff down the middle, taken by Chase Bradley. Up to the 20, 25, and is pulled down at the 24-yard line. Well, all the way up to 29-yard line, excuse me. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 29 for Linn-Mar. The offense, Hunter Wildman, Hud Turner, as we mentioned, the running back. Bradley Duncan Porter, another running back. They'll set up with a receiver to each side. They said Bradley in motion and then hand it off to the back. Coming back through there, has some room. All the way up to the 49, close to a first down here on the first run. Let's see.
Like he's about a foot short.
Nope, they're gonna say the linesman on the far side said move it along. So a pickup of 10, a good run for them to get it started.
Yeah, good blocking at the point of attack. Hud Turner does a good job of running between the tackles to gain his yards.
Turner in the backfield again with Wildman. They send Bradley in motion, rolling out, throwing out, and by Declan Toms. The receiver there, incomplete. Brings up 2nd down here for Linn-Mar. You see the sun on the far side bleachers there, as it really was kind of overcast till just before we got started, as Austin Oliver mentioned, and now it's cleared out here. So now up under center for Wildman with the fullback and the tailback. Flip a man over. Hand off to the deep back. He's pulled down in the backfield, in behind.
Brandon Bogseth, the senior.
Bogseth was right in there before Turner could get up any steam at all.
Bogseth playing in from his end position, did a good job shutting off his blocker, getting the backfield, causing a 1-yard loss. So they know who Hud Turner is. They've probably seen some film on him and scouted him very well. So big play there on a 2nd down, bringing up 3rd and 11.
Well, I think they marked him up. They marked him. They gave him 1 yard, I guess. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Big 3rd down here to start it out. They try to slow a snap, picked off at the 48. Up the sideline. Touchdown. Centennial.
Big job by Kiefer Reed. The junior linebacker sat there in the zone, read the quarterback's eyes. He's a little late on the throw. He took it there, caught it. Oski all the way down the sideline, so big play.
On the replay, about the 44. 44, I believe we'll call that. So, with Centennial scores on the pick 6, and the kick is up, and it's good. And it's 7-0 here. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Centennial on the board first with a 44-yard interception return by Kiefer Reed. And now the kickoff. And Tomes will take it at the 6-yard line. Tomes heading up the right side. Cuts it up across the 25 and it'll be knocked out of bounds over about the 28-yard line. So they started out at the 29 on their first one. And we'll start out here. Let's talk about the keys here, Tim.
I think the keys for Linn-Mar, I think that coaches talked about, they want to run the football more on a consistent basis. I think we saw that in that first drive. They're trying to get the run game going, inadvertent pass there that he had. And also they need to improve that when they get to defense, the coach said their tackling was a little shoddy against Prairie last week. They want to see how they do much better on the defensive end.
All right, they send Holniak out wide, and then Bradley comes back across the formation. Fake. No, they give him the handoff. He heads around the right side, picks up some good yardage over there.
Little RPO action there by Hunter Wildman, the senior. He was a backup last year.
Trying to get a little more motion in there against this Centennial defense. And a good pickup of 8, 2nd and 2 at the 36. They'll come out with Schuett wide to the left. Tomes wide right. Hud Turner there with Wildman in the backfield. They send Bradley in motion and pitch it to Turner, and he gets the first down.
Good blocking on the outside. Max Maryland and Jackson Harris, for Linn-Mar. Good blocking there to seal that on the outside to allow them to get the first down. Centennial is coming out in their traditional 4-3 defense. So a lot goes on those 4 defensive linemen to get off their blocks and contain those 5 interior linemen that are trying to block them, freeing up their linebackers to make plays.
So this time 2 receivers left. One right in the slot right. They send Bradley in motion again. Fake to him, hand it off, and hit right in the hole is Turner. Stuffed in there immediately. And Brandon Bogseth right in there. Stop him for no gain.
Yeah, he did a nice job shutting his block. There's a couple times he's done that. He's got, good hands, good balance there. He's a 6 foot, 220-pound senior. He's doing a good job there against their offensive tackle, Cole Potter.
Bradley in motion again across the formation. Handed off to Turner. Turner looking for room down the line, and did the ball out there?
Looks like it might have squared up. I think he fell on it.
But yeah, Linn-Mar will recover. There's a flag down. Also on that far side. His face mask, I think, didn't they say?
His inadvertent face mask.
So that'll.
It's unfortunate. Cade Muring came in there, did a good job getting his hands on there on Hud Turner.
So that would have been 3rd and long, but that gives them the first down. And down to the 42 with the first down. Oh, now Linn-Mar into Centennial territory. Same formation, dropping straight back, now rolling under pressure. They set up this little quick pass out in the flat there. It's caught by Duncan Porter, and he gets some good yardage there.
Pass complete, number 41.
Looks like
Porter, initial stop made. Number 20, keeper Reed.
Reed was on there, but he was wide open. Duncan Porter came out, slipped out, behind the line and came out there in the flat.
Kind of a little delayed screen out there, wasn't it?
Yeah. But Wildman had to get rid of it. He rolled out there and he had a rush in his face, but he was pretty wide open there for the completion.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Again, they bring Polniak in motion. They fake to him. Quarterback takes it right up the gut and is stopped, but he may have enough for the first down there. Defense reacted quickly. Nash Taggart got the stop, but no, they're going to be just short of the first down there.
Good job there reading the quarterback. The hole was there briefly, but that was a called play all the way that he kind of the jet sweep coming across, kind of RPO.
They're giving that defense a lot of things to look at, aren't they, with all that motion and fakes and trying to get their eyes off the ball. So here we go, Wildman back. Send a man in motion, Schuett across the formation. Hands off, and he can't turn the corner. Turner tries to turn around the right side, but they stuffed him there, and he might have lost a little. I think he did. Probably half a yard. They come up to line of scrimmage quickly. Wildman goes under center, and now they try to sneak it. Wildman will stand straight up, and let's see.
See where forward progress gets going.
I think he may have it the way they're marking it.
The side judge here kept inching more towards the north.
Austin Oliver's down on the sideline. What are you seeing there, Austin?
Yeah, I think he just barely got it. It was pretty close, but I think the thing that they did, they hurried up and pushed it through there. So pretty quick.
All right, Austin Oliver on the sideline with us now. That gives them first down. So 1st and 10 at the 32 of Centennial. So Linn-Mar keeping the drive going with the help of a 10-yard penalty.
Then a quick 4th down play. So they're going to go for it. They want to stay in this game and at least get a score on the board.
Send a man in motion again across the formation. Wildman drops straight back, looks for the receiver coming in, and that was off the hands of Bradley up in the air. Oh, danger there for a minute, but black jerseys couldn't get to the ball, and that'll be 2nd down.
Those tip balls will give a coach gray hair as the quarterback threw a little bit high there. They come out in that spread formation, no tight end. They use Duncan Porter more as a wing back or an H-back coming out there for blocking purposes. So passing there on the first down brings up 2nd and 10. See what the defense does here.
So they send 2 right, 1 left. Handoff right up the gut. Porter slips a tackle and gets down to just shy of the 25. And he got right under an arm there.
Like I said, he comes in at about 5'5". He's 150 pounds, but he's built low to the ground. So when he comes in there,
those are the hard guys to get and wrap up when they're down low center of gravity. Good speed.
They're trying to wrap up a bowling ball.
Schuett and Bradley wide to the right. Tomes wide to the left. Turner in the backfield, dropping straight back. Under pressure, slips one man. Now runs up the middle and runs into a wall. Just on the line of scrimmage there. Wow.
Was trying to see if that was a box that's coming in there. He was looking at, I got a sack, but then he couldn't wrap him up.
And then I think Will Morris knocked him down as it looked like Wildman was picking up steam there.
Yeah, look at he was somehow only getting a yard out of that. So now we get a 4th and 3. A little bit too far in field goal range for Linn-Mar, so they're going to run an offensive play here on a 4th and 4, a 4th and 3.
It said they tried 2 field goals and didn't make either one of them in their first game. It didn't say how long they were, but here's a 4th and 2. And almost got Centennial to jump it. Right up the gut goes the quarterback, and right in the hole is Will Morris, the linebacker.
Yeah,
just stuff it.
Middle linebacker there come in. The senior snuffed that out. They could run that so many times. I think he says, I'm going to key on the quarterback. Might have seen that in their game prep. So it's a big 4th down stop there, turning the ball over to the Centennial offense. The first time we'll see this Ankeny Centennial offense.
Yeah, they've had, they got the interception by the defense to score, and then Linn-Mar put together a little bit of a drive here. So they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 23 here. The first time. We'll see Brecken Miller come out with J.J. Morgan as we're set to go. Good in motion. Fake the handoff, gives it to the deep back. He cuts through. He's got room. Whoa! 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, J.J. Morgan.
Good missed deception there, by Brecken Miller. Really sold it there to the up back, gave it there and to J.J. Morgan cutting across. He said we wanted to see more of Morgan. He had nearly 12 yards rushed per carry last week.
Here's the replay, and all the motion got him boxed up inside, and he just blew through that hole, and it was off and gone for Morgan.
Yeah, he came from the left side there around the back side, but good play fake.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Centennial up 14-0 on a couple of big plays, offensively and defensive. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Olive Garden, Arby's, The Other Place, Great Caterers of Iowa, Made Right, Little Caesars. We thank you for your support.
Well, Centennial ready to kick it off again. Noah Manning after the big offensive play. This one into the end zone for a touchback. Austin Oliver looked like everybody followed the fakes on that, and good just went right up the hole in the middle.
Yeah, I absolutely did too. I thought the Lions had stuffed that right at the line of scrimmage, but unbeknownst to me, he didn't even have the ball, and he was off to the races. So great first play, 2 big plays for the Jags to take that 14-0 lead so far.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 now on the touchback for Linn-Mar. And, Tim, it's not like they haven't been moving the ball a little bit. It's just they haven't been able to close out the deal here for Linn-Mar. So Hunter Wildman back in there, Harrison Schuett Wide right, and there's fumbled it for a second, and then they fumbled it again, and Centennial is on it.
Another big play. Kiefer Reed on the fumble there. Hunter Wildman fumbled to try to hand it off. Picked it up. I thought he might have had his knee down when he grabbed the ball. They could have called him down there, but he was able to get up and then lost the ball again.
We'll see if we see that.
And once again, Kiefer Reed has got an interception.
We don't have the replay on that, but Kiefer Reed now with a pick 6 and a fumble recovery, and the Jaguars come out with a short field, 1st and 10 at the 25. Took them one play last time. Second man through is Morgan, and he gets about 4 before he's shoved back.
We'll also call, there's a middle linebacker there for Linn-Mar, Daniel Lawrence, number 34. He is a stopper up there as long as Harper Seaton as well. But that up back there, we see Max Schmitz there playing the fullback or the lone tailback in that formation. So he tends to get the fake first, coming through as the lead blocking back.
So they'll give him 5, 2nd and 5 at just about the 10-yard line here. And handoff to Morgan, coming around, pushes up through, touchdown! Morgan from 10 yards out.
Key block there by Max Schmitz. He played that tailback, offset tailback, got a block on the outside. All J.J. Morgan had to do is run off his hip and take it into the end zone. It's a good block there.
You see it here on the replay, just comes right around. Yeah, got a great block in there by, you said, Kane Brooks. And just an explosive flurry here by Centennial in this first quarter. And the extra point is good. 21-0. We'll take a break here on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Back here at Ankeny, Centennial once again will kick it off. It's been a quick scoring night for them. Manning here back deep. Polniak and Toms for Linn-Mar. This one is going to hit in the end zone for a touchback once again. And for Morgan right now, 92 yards and two touchdowns. Not a bad first quarter here for J.J. Morgan, our highlight senior tonight, 5'9" senior for the Jaguars.
He's got that nice little burst of speed. He makes a definitive cut when he goes and he gets upfield. That's what your running backs to do is, get upfield quickly, make a cut, and go.
Well, here comes Wildman once again. He's under center this time with the fullback and tailback. And hands it to the up back, and he's just flipped back. Bent right back over. Not fooling Centennial at all there.
Looks like Will Morris greeted him in the hole there and knocked him back for no gain. Well, they give him a yard.
Yeah, they give him a yard. I think he just enough hole he got his head in, and then they flipped him right back, so they gave him forward progress. But 2nd and 9 here, under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Centennial 2 offensive touchdowns. They opened it with a defensive interception. 2nd and 9. They move Duncan Porter over. Fake to him. Rolling right. Throwing in the flat. Has Duncan Porter out there. And they pick up enough yardage to make it manageable here on 3rd down.
That little rollout's working well, even though that Hunter Wildman is getting some pressure there from the defensive end. He's been good at throwing to his right. Pick up some positive yards there, make a 3rd manageable.
He doesn't seem to be having too much trouble with the pressure coming at him at all, does he? He just seems to roll out and handle it okay.
No, as seniors, he's probably played some throughout the years, so he handled it quite well.
3rd and 3 at the 27 for Linn-Mar. Dropping back, handing off to the deep back, and Turner gets maybe a yard. And they've gone for it a couple times on 4th down, but you got to think in this spot, we're going to see the punt team here.
Looks like Nolan Bennett also was in there on the tackle. Coming up, when he sees that play going, the run play, he's got to read. Comes up to the line of scrimmage and keep it there, the line of scrimmage, but it's a little too deep for them to go for it, so it looks like they're going to punt.
Yeah, so Bradley Duncan will come out. He had 7 punts, averaging almost 41 yards a punt in the opening game here. Waiting to snap. There's a snap. The kick is high. Caught, looking for some room, and brought down up at the 42. And let's go down. Austin Oliver, are you down there on the sideline?
Yeah, Dar, it's about a dream quarter for the Jaguars. 21-0 here with 52 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Coming off that loss in the first week, I think they couldn't have asked for anything much better.
Kind of that motion is just thrown off the Linn-Mar defense, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's there's a lot of things to look at when you've got these backs running around in the backfield.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 43 here now for Centennial. Miller, there's a jumble up in there. He gets caught right away and is ripped down by Holden Heidemann. And that time they got in there before they could get any of the handoffs or fakes in the backfield.
Yeah, they tried to get Devin Good coming back from the left side there. They jammed up the Linn-Mar defense. Navarro and Petter in there did a good job. Not let him get any penetration. I think there was trying to be a trap block in there. They cut up inside. So now we'll see if did they want to go the air or keep her on the ground.
Yeah, first loss on offense. 2nd and 12 here for Centennial. Dropping back, rolling left, looking, throws it short. Has a man there, and just shy of the first down is Max Schmitz.
Nice job by Brecken Miller rolling out to his left. That's a hard pass to make when you're throwing away from your natural motion, but he took the underback. He was wide open there. Take the yardage that's in front of you. Gained a lot of that back, almost 10 yards, or make it 3rd and 2. So I think it's did a good job keeping your head in there with the pressure on.
Yeah, and the key is always squaring when you're rolling. Don't try to throw,
right.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes, that throwing wild stuff on the run isn't going to work.
No.
So now 3rd, and we'll call it 1 here for Centennial. And handoff to second back through, breaks through, Morgan again. Morgan's free in the secondary. 10-5, touchdown.
Nice job there. Good blocking on that left side. Once again, he's a second back through, following Max Schmitz through the hole there. Just give him a little bit of a sliver, and he took it the distance to the goal line.
See, he got on the outside. He ran through a tackle, and then it was off to the races again with no time left on the clock here. Morgan, go ahead.
Morgan's put on some weight there. I think he's really worked on his lower body, that leg strength, and he's showing it tonight that he's not coming down by an arm tackle.
Manning for the PAT. It's good. And we'll 28-0 Centennial after a first quarter. We'll take a break, come back with the start of the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Got ready for the kickoff again. Austin Oliver, if you're down there, you mentioned best possible first quarter, but man, that's the icing on the cake, scoring with no time left, huh?
Yeah, they even one up to my thoughts there for sure. So, yeah, wind has completely died down, so it's not going to be a factor the rest of it. Sun's gone, so it should be perfect conditions the rest of the way out here.
Well, Linn-Mar's thinking, okay, Centennial scored going this way. Now we get to flip it. Let's see if that's maybe the lucky way to go as Centennial will kick off again. Tomes and Polniak back deep to receive for Linn-Mar. This one is going to get into the end zone. I thought for a minute that was heading toward the sideline and a penalty, but it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Morgan for Centennial, 140 yards on 4 rushes, 3 TDs here on the evening. I'm no mathematician, but that's just about a little better than 30-some yards a carry, isn't it?
Which would increase his average. He only had about 11.5 last week.
Well, Linn-Mar's been able, except for that last drive, to move the ball a little bit and pick up a few first downs. We'll see what they do here now. Snapping the handoff, and different back in there is Cale Fairley.
Yeah, Fairley played last week. He had some good stats. Fairley last week was 2 for 3 passing. He had 8 carries, so he's more of the running quarterback. Coach probably emphasizing to, let's get our plays in, let's get some positive yards and keep moving the ball.
So Fairley in at quarterback, Hud Turner back there with him. He drops, looks to throw it out and throws it a little wide. Man, there was a lot of traffic out there on that left side over there.
Yeah, Taggart's out there. I saw Brody Prill out there as well.
So
might have gone for little gain. So now you get 3rd and long, which is you didn't want to have your quarterback come in and face that. See if they want to do some more rollout action there with Fairley as at quarterback.
He's a 5'10", 175-pound junior back to take the snap on 3rd and 8. Rolls right, throws it short, has a man, and he's going to be pulled down after a short gain.
Pass is complete to number 2, Tate McCohen. Number 1, Max Taggart.
Tate McCollum, the senior, 6'1", 185 pound. He plays the wide receiver. You'll also see him play safety. You've seen him on the kickoff return, so he's got their all-purpose back. We'll see him on the field quite a bit tonight, but
yeah, I apologize. I said the wrong player. I had the wrong number on him. 2 is Tate McCowan. 6 is Polniak. Okay. So now a punt. Good high punt. Taken at the 45. Cuts up the middle. Slips a tackle. Trying to get outside. Gets a block. There's a flag down. And knocked out on the far side is Swift.
I think they might have got, I think that's Nash Taggart. They might have tried to hook a guy when he tried to block him. And I saw the laundry come out on the field.
And Matt
get him for hold.
Schmidt's on the run. Let's see what they. Yep, holding.
when he starts cutting and breaking tackles there, everybody gets out, their angles get off, and then someone gets out of your reach, and you just try to get an arm out there longer than you should.
Yeah, and then you don't know where he's at on the field if he goes by you. Let's see here as he cuts across. And the flag came in right somewhere in there. It might have been behind the play. Centennial take over at 1st and 10 on the 36. Here.
Rick and Miller's not throwing was throwing one pass so far.
Up under center now. Hands off to the second, back through. He plows ahead. Good.
Number 23, Devin Good on the carry, tackle made.
5'10" junior.
I like getting him, Coach Mazzetti likes to get a good balance, and I think I'm going to see all the running backs get carries, even though we talked about J.J. Morgan quite a bit here. He likes to get all three backs in there, keeps the defense balanced because not sure which one is going to get the ball on a given play.
So Centennial coming up again in a tight formation, 2nd and 4. And around the outside goes Morgan and is stacked up just shy of the first down marker.
Navarro there, big Navarro, the junior tackle, 6'3", 195, wrapped him up there.
Number 95, Jarrett Navarro for the defense. We'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 1 from the 45-yard line.
So 3rd and 1. And as you said, it's a good bet this is going to stay on the ground here.
Yeah.
With the way the offense has been kind of churning through things, but I think they want a timeout to talk it over here. So we'll take a break here. You're watching high school football on CISN.TV.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Back here at Centennial, Jaguars facing a 3rd and 1 at the 45, their own 45. They call a timeout. And
yeah, Breckenmiller originally came out in a shotgun formation. Now he's going to be under center.
The 2 slot backs on either side, single back behind him. And then
I think they reset the clock. We had clock issues last week, so now it's going to have to run and set back again. I forget how much time. It should be at least 10 minutes left in this quarter.
While we do that, let's go back down to Austin Oliver.
Dar, here I am.
And obviously pretty happy on the sideline on the Centennial side right now, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I came down to the end zone down here at the north side to kind of see what this formations look like and how these holes are kind of opening up, because I think just the Lions are just confused on where those backs are coming from. There's just so many moving parts, so many moving linemen. It's just a real confusion going on there for that defense right now.
And that goes so much to your quarterback and how he manages that stuff too when he's with the fakes and the handoffs, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I just, like I said, there were several times where I thought they had the play stopped, and lo and behold, it was Morgan popping out for a big run.
Here we go, back to action. Hand off to the back coming through, and this time he's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Holden Heidemann back in there too. You go for it here, or do you punt it?
I think they might go for it if you're up by 4 scores. That was a good job. Holden Heidemann got in there, really shed the block of Matt Schmitz. Couldn't quite get on there, and he was able to stuff that run, causing a 1-yard loss. So see what play they dial up in a 4th and 2. I can see a fake and a roll out there by Brecken Miller.
Miller up under center. Again, with those two back slots right and left, they send one in motion. Spins back inside, fakes the handoff, gives it back to Morgan. Morgan breaks free, up the sideline, one man to beat, cuts back inside, gets a block. Stiff arm, touchdown.
Once again, we see J.J. Morgan do his stuff. Stiff arm here. He was caught in the backfield about 2 or 3 yards.
See the replay here. Once he got that edge, there's a cutback and then a good block out there by Cameron Miners to let him get on into the end zone.
You know, it's great when you see one of your offensive linemen going downfield, getting a block. Or Cameron Miners, the wideout.
So the extra point up and good. 35-0 here. We'll take a break. Come back after this on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Well, Centennial will kick off once again. Just an offensive explosion here from the Jaguars. Back deep for Linn-Mar, Tomes, and also Bradley back there. Bradley will take it about the 4. Bradley looking for a block, now cuts back in across the 21. And Linn-Mar will take it. And it'll be first and 10 at the 22.
I thought I saw Gasperi also on the tackle there, the senior, linebacker, junior linebacker. I'm sorry.
So let's see. It's Fairley back in at quarterback. Turner in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hands off to Turner, looking for room on the right side. Finds about 3 or 4 before he's pushed back. They've been doing okay on first down, but they get the second and third, and they have a little trouble here in these last couple drives.
Yeah, they get that one play where they lose the yard, they have no gain. That brings up long yards, but now with the 2nd and 4, they need to go back there. They the last few plays, they've taken Hud Turner out of the game by being down so much, but you got to be patient and let that offense go because they moved the ball quite well, the first couple possessions.
They send Bradley in motion. Hand off to Bradley. He's looking to turn the corner on the left side. Skips inside, does. Breaks up across the 40. The first down and then some on the pickup.
Yeah, Chase Bradley, a speedy wide receiver, 5'11" senior.
And so gets a 16-yard pickup there, and it's a 1st and 10 at the 41 for Linn-Mar. They're looking for some points here to get on the board. Send Duncan Porter in motion. Rolling, looking, throwing. Good high point catch by Chase Bradley.
Yeah, great coverage there by Nash Taggart, but Chase Bradley went up there, climbed the ladder, went up there, caught it at this peak.
That's one thing we've been lacking tonight is passing and catching.
Yeah. Yeah, came in high, but he picked up 9 yards, just like a second one. Opens up the playbook quite a bit more for Linn-Mar, that they can do more things. They can do another rollout. They can go back to the running game with Hud Turner, because the defense has to play on their heels a little bit, because you don't know what can come out on a 2nd and 1.
So right at midfield here, 2nd and 1. Fake the handoff, going to keep him himself. Runs it across down to the 44-yard line. Pick up of about 6 there. Fairly.
Matheny on there, they had, looks like they had Linn-Mar coming in on the blitz there.
And it's easy when you're the Centennial defense, you're way ahead and they're, I'm going to pin my ears back and come. Well, they're using, mixing it up, as you said, to kind of throw that defense off. So if they do try to just come straight back and don't stay in their lanes, they're going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Frelly did a good job of rolling out there away from the pressure and taking upfield. Get what you can on these plays. You don't need to have a big play right now. Just be consistent.
There's a handoff, looking for room and knocked down back there before he could get even started.
Yeah, I'd say that Cade Murray came in for his defensive tackle position, really messed it up there. Bailey allowing Bailey to come in the tackle.
Yeah, Bailey right in there, so they lose a yard, 2nd and 12. Dropping back, looking out in the flat and just a little out of the reach of the receiver out there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Fairley runs to the sideline to get the play directly from the coach to come back in as they change personnel. Should be 3rd down. Yeah, 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12,
But that loss on that first play, that first down always kind of dictates what happens here. So now you're really behind the chains. And the Centennial defense is quick. They're ball hawks.
2 receivers left, 1 right, the bottom of your screen. And a long time in Turner's belly, and then he pulls it out and gets down to about the 41. I got to be thinking they might go for it here.
Yeah. Good job by Will Morris. He is reading the quarterback all the way. The quarterback's trying to find a read, riding that running back all the way to the line of scrimmage, and then tucking it. Saw someone open. He gained some positive yards, picked up about 6 yards on the play.
But just as I say they might go for it, to bring out the punter.
We assume they're going to punt.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go.
And it'll be Garrett Stevens and Max Schmitz back deep to receive. Good snap. Good high punt. And it wisely lets it bounce at the 1 and into the end zone for a touchback. That's smart play. Don't try to touch that ball there.
Yeah, anything over your head, if you're on the 10-yard line, let it go. Yeah.
And 2:43 to play here in the first half.
Well, kudos to Linn-Mar. They'd moved the ball downfield, actually let them allow to do a short punt. Giving the ball at the 20 there, so they're able to move and get some offense going. They just need to be consistent, not make the mistakes.
Schmidt now in the backfield there. The deep back, dropping straight back. They wing it up the sideline, and a little too much mustard on that.
Miller's pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, Cameron Myers was the intended target. He is that 6'5" receiver. Getting some college looks.
And he had a good, he had a couple steps on the defender there, but of course Miller's arm probably not even warmed up. He hasn't hasn't thrown many passes here tonight yet, so.
You got to put a little more air underneath that and let your receiver do some work and get underneath the ball.
Schmitz again, the back in the backfield. Send a man in motion, hand off to Schmitz right up the middle, and he pushes ahead for a few.
Keep that clock going. But it's good to see the other running backs involved in the offense. So once again, it makes that defense wonder which running back has gotten it, because all have carried the ball tonight. I think the only one we haven't seen rush the ball much has been Brecken Miller, tuck it and go.
Yeah, he's pretty much handed off, but he really hasn't had to. Those backs take off. Miller now. Send good in motion, and I think somebody jumped.
Yep.
There. Well, all 3 penalties have gone against Centennial. The one on the face mask gave a first down to Linn-Mar, didn't end up hurting them, and then the hold on the run back on that kick, and then now this one. So 3 penalties, they haven't really hurt you, but I know those coaches, especially the first game, they talked about penalties. By the second game, they're saying, hey, guys, come on.
There always be that film session. They'll bring it up like, look at that penalty, and he'll think it was a terrible game. But, yeah, coaches don't forget those when those flags got, especially when it's a mental mistake like that. But, in game 2. Otherwise, fairly clean game. By Centennial hasn't turned the ball over. Really good blocking at the point of attack. Good downfield blocking that I'm seeing. So they really have kind of ironed out some of the mistakes they had from last week and really kind of putting together more cohesive offensive game plan.
So they flip Miners from the right back over to the left side. And handoff coming through and spinning around. Got quite a few yards, but he's going to be a little short there. On 4th and 3, so the punt team will come on.
First punt of the night.
Linn-Mar takes a timeout. Austin Oliver's down there. He'll be getting the coach coming up at the end of the half here. And anything for us before this play here, Austin? Oh, we can't hear him at this point. We'll figure it out. Okay, try it again, Austin.
Test. There
we go. We got you.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down here in the field, so I'm probably going to grab some gloves and maybe a stocking cap for second half. But I think Coach is going to be pretty happy with this first half.
All right, we'll look forward to you catching Coach Pizzetti here at the end of the half.
Looks like the wind has died down quite a bit from when we first started the game. It was coming out of like the northwest, westerly wind looking at the flags, but it looks like they've kind of tamed down a little bit at this point.
And they want to reset the clock to 106.
Linn-Mar's unsafe stopped him. They want to get the ball back. The receiver's back around his own 40-yard line, but they should get some pretty decent field position here. Fielding their first punt from Centennial.
Oh, and almost gets it blocked. Bounce and then gets a good roll. Going to roll all the way down to the 25. So 48-yard punt by McIntyre.
Yeah.
25-yard line of the Lions. Their offense will take over first and 10.
And Linn-Mar will take over with 53 seconds to go here in the first half, trailing 35-0. And the offensive explosion by Centennial. First home game, you want to give the fans something to like, and they did here so far. And here you just got to worry about don't give up the big play.
Yeah, deep cover 2 by Centennial.
Rolling, throws it out, and behind the receiver, there's...
Yeah.
Looking for Schuett. He was heading toward the sideline and just threw it behind him a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was looking for him to kind of stop and catch it on the sideline there, but he kept his motion coming in away from the ball there. So we'll see some more passing as we have a running clock going on.
Yep, running clock now with a 35-point lead. Lobs it out there again. He's caught it, but he goes down, so he's down right there at about the 27. So we may have one more play. Linn-Mar trying to hustle back so they can get it off before the end of the half. There's a low snap, fairly rolling. Now he'll run it up the middle. Looking for room outside, trying to turn the corner, and they knock him out at the 50 to end the first half here.
Rylan Pizzetti there, letting him make sure he didn't get further downfield, knocked him out around the 45-yard line. So that ends this first half.
So we'll wait here a minute and see. Austin Oliver is trying to run down the head coach, and we'll hear what he has to say. Probably going to like the first half mainly, except for the go ahead, Austin.
All right, Coach Pizzetti, about as good of a half as you could have asked for here, first half.
Yeah, we came out, we executed very well, did some good things on defense to start us off, and then the offense picked it up, and couldn't be happier with our kids the way they're responding.
Yeah, what was the difference between week 1 and week 2? Did you just come in with a different mindset? Or
a lot of youth on our part, playing a very good team at their place, and you learn a lot about your team, and happy how we bounce back.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Austin. At the half, it's 35-0. It's all Centennial here. We'll have Paul Yeager has an interview with the golf coach, I believe, coming up. Is that right, Randy? Yep. So we'll take a break. We'll have that, and we'll be back with more here. High school football on CISN.TV.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Here on CISN, time to talk a little Centennial golf. Andrew Reedy, third-year coach already. Gee, many time flies with that. What's been the biggest change for you, head man, from year 1 to year 3?
I think I definitely have gotten more comfortable over the last couple of seasons. My first year, I'd never coached team golf before, so the whole idea of putting the team together and trying to get them to click and all play well at the same time was a new thing to me, and I think I'm finding some ways to be better at that, but always looking for ways to get better. So,
you're a golf pro. You golfed for Ankeny.
Yes.
What's it like to put all those together with high school kids?
Yeah, I mean, I lean on that experience that I have as a player, and I teach a lot of junior golfers at Des Moines Golf and Country Club, so I'm using those experiences to help with this as well. But again, like I said, the team golf aspect, it's a complete different dynamic that until you enter that realm, you're kind of a fish out of water. So.
How would you say kids who are 15 and 16, I mean, you talk about the junior level, but their level of play from maybe when you were a player? I mean, it wasn't that long ago, Andrew. You were out there in their shoes, but how different are they?
Well, we talk about this all the time, and I think specifically in our area, and that's not altogether true, but the level of junior golf has just gone through the roof. They just had the Junior Players Championship in Florida at TPC Sawgrass, and the kid that won that, I believe he shot 11 under par. His name's Miles Russell. He's already got a deal with TaylorMade. He's making money playing golf. I mean, he's 16 years old. There's another kid, Blades Brown, that turned pro at 16, and he's playing professional golf now, bypassing college altogether. So, and we see that in Iowa, not to that degree, but these kids, they're traveling all over the country. They're playing golf everywhere, and it's just that trickle-down effect. You have those upper-level kids, and they're kind of bringing everyone else up with them. And, I mean, the amount of rounds in the 60s we've seen, when I was playing, those were outliers. Those were like once, twice a year you'd see those, and maybe one kid would be really hot, and he'd do it a few times a year. Now it's every single event. Kids are shooting in the 60s, and they're just a lot better.
Are they better at driving, or are they better at the middle and the short game?
They're better at everything. and I'll say I have a couple theories for that. One would be COVID. COVID made it so these kids, that's all they had to do for quite a period of time is play golf. And then the other thing I think is just technology and being able to measure all these things and having people that understand it guide them, direct them, push them towards more optimal, and they are certainly benefactors of that as well.
Your squad, busy week here. That's part of the mental side of and physical side of playing a couple of meets in a week, especially on a holiday shortened week. How'd they do?
They did really well, and actually, I'll say we got 3 events in before school even started, and that was something that our athletic department kind of suggested that we start to do, and it makes sense because the kids miss a lot of school for golf. And so to have 3 of them out of the way before school started helped cut down a little bit on how much school they're going to miss. So we've already played 7 events of our 12 regular season events. We have 5 more. We do not play again until the 15th. So it's really good. We finished 3rd up at the Fort Dodge Invitational, which was some signs of life. We actually, interestingly enough, had a qualifier for that event and said, hey, these 10 guys, they're going to play for these 5 spots that are available. And 3 of them that weren't on varsity at the time ended up in the varsity lineup. And maybe some of that internal competition and some urgency created some better rounds because those kids, Colby Zinn's one of them in particular that had struggled, shot a 91 his last time, and it's a complete outlier for him, but he'd been struggling a little, and he shoots 74 at Fort Dodge, and just really McCoy Miller, so we've played 7 times. 5 of his rounds are under par, Paul.
Wow.
One of his rounds that wasn't under par was one over par, and then he had a bad day up at Fort Dodge, and I think he's allowed that from time to time, I suppose. But him, and then Kinnick Nelson. Kinnick Nelson shot his first under par ever. He'd never been under par in his life. Recreational golf with grandpa, nothing. Got his opportunity to play varsity and shot 1 under par 70 up there at Fort Dodge. So I think what we're starting to see is these kids are starting to believe they all have that potential, and we just can't quite get them all to do it at the same time. McCoy got some help where he hadn't some of those other events, and the day that McCoy gets some help, he plays poorly. So certainly not blaming McCoy for that, but finished third there, so we were happy with that. And then yesterday we were at Otter Creek and finished fifth, 3 shots out of a tie for second place. So, and we collectively played the last 2 holes 7 over par. So a little better finish there, and we're right there. So that's our focus kind of going into the last half of the season is, and obviously as a coach, I'm telling these guys, hey, we got to believe that we can compete with these teams, and we go out and we prove it, and we're right there. And I think that helps create that belief within the team. So
you named a few names there. The beauty, in a way, of golf that takes the pressure off of you is whoever performs is going to play and start. And you already kind of talked about some of the elevation. I love the story of when the lights were on, best round of his life. That has to make you super excited about potential there.
Oh, absolutely. And the smile on that kid's face, that's the reason that we coach, right, is to see kids experience those things. And my belief is he might not have believed he could do that yet. And now he believes that he can, and he knows that he can. And I'll say this, he comes out the next day and plays probably one of his worst rounds of the year, and head down and dauber in the dirt. And the message is, which one of those rounds is going to define you, Kinnick? Yesterday was your best round of your life. Today was a poor round, and it looks like right now you're letting the poor round define you. So let's find a middle ground there and believe that you're a good player.
Oh, the physical part is always a struggle for me. Let's not even get started on the mental side. So I know for these kids, that's the biggest thing is getting them to believe. So let's wrap it up with this. How do you get these guys to play at Hyperion at State?
Yeah, I'll say this. So my first year, I inherited a team that only had 1 returning varsity guy on it, right? So the whole year was about, hey, let's keep building, let's get to districts, and let's give ourselves a chance. And we got into the state tournament that year with a bunch of kids that had never played varsity and just got better throughout the year. Last year, we had some experience and some kids that had played varsity. So we had the ebbs and flows of the year, and luckily peaked at the right time, got into the state tournament again. And that's how I'm kind of trying to view this year as well, is started the year pretty strong, had some downturns, and now I feel like we're back on that upswing where we can continue. I think it's great. We're going to have 7 days of practice where we can just focus on practice and get better at our skills and rest a little bit and get back for the final push of the year and, peak at the right time.
It already feels like the end of the season golf weather-wise, not the beginning of September. So you're almost there. I appreciate your time, Coach. Andrew Reedy, head coach of the boys golf team at Centennial. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Our halftime show continues after this.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Back here at halftime, a full moon over Ankeny. And they lead 35-0 at the half. Dar Danielson with you, and I want to let you know you're watching the We Are Iowa Plus Game of the Week in partnership with WITV. You can download the We Are Iowa Plus app. You see that up in the corner to the left of the moon there, the QR code on your screen now. That allows you to download that app, and then you can watch the game there as well. And we also want to let you know about our upcoming schedule of games that we'll have. Volleyball, Valley Dowling Catholic. That's always a good rivalry in sports there. The new rankings are out, Randy, but I can't call off the top of my head what's Dowling right now. Number 6. Then we go back to football, and Friday it's Roosevelt and Ankeny, and then Saydale and North on Friday, the 12th of September. So that's our schedule coming up here on CISN.TV. And as you see, the full moon there, the band underway at halftime here. And let's take a look at a few of the stats here from the first half.
Yeah, stats, Linn-Mar comes out, they ran 32 offensive plays. They are 5 for 11 for 29 yards with 1 interception. They've rushed the ball 21 times for 88 yards for a total of 117 yards of offense. So they did do a very good job. Leading rusher is, Hud Turner, 9 carries for 26 yards, followed by Fairley, came in at quarterback later on, 4 rushes for 36 yards. Wildman had 5 for no gains, and Bradley 2 for 26. Over the Centennial side, they only had 13 offensive plays, or 1 for 2 passing for 11 yards, 11 rushes, 214 yards for 224 yards total offense. The big running back or pregame player, 8 carries, J.J. Morgan, 8 carries, 207 yards, 4 touchdowns. Good has had 2 carries for 4 yards. Schmidt has 1 carry, but also he has a reception, 1 for 11 yards. So big offensive output.
Yeah, we're talking. I mentioned at half, if you look at the yardage and the plays that Linn-Mar's run, you'd say, okay, they're okay. But then you look at what happened, though, with Ankeny and just the explosion, You'd say, 100 yards of offense first half, that's not too bad. Yeah. But then you look on the other side and just, wow, Ankeny, Centennial. They had the first was a pick 6. And then just the touchdowns coming after that.
And then they had 1 offensive play, and boom, he went. J.J. Morgan went the distance for a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 14-0. So that's what happened last week. Surprisingly, Centennial against Southeast Polk only had less than 40 offensive plays in the whole game, and I think they were needed to get more offensive plays there. They really weren't on the field a lot. Didn't have many sustained drives. So what do they have for the first half? Only 17. 13 offensive plays total, but they've been very efficient. But the blocking downfield at the point of attack, and then I think they've got that defense for Linn-Mar on their heels. They just don't know which running back's going to get it at which hole because they really do run around that cross-buck offensive formation.
And Linn-Mar, they came out and they got their offense going on a couple drives, but when those big boom, just stinger plays kind of put you back and stun you a little bit, and then you're trying to get. Then you get, we got to get something back in a hurry. So they did have some offense going, but just a quick strike kind of set them back.
Yeah, in that first quarter they came down there. They went for a 4th down. They got down there close. Went for it on a 4th and 2 deep in Centennial territory. Didn't make it. We've seen them move the ball, but they make a mistake. They get behind the chains a little bit. They don't have quite that offensive firepower there to get there. And then as the lead is increased, it's kind of taken Hud Turner out of the game.
Well, we're at halftime here. See Austin Oliver.
He's waving over there. He's
waving. I think he's got the coach maybe. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, not yet. We're waiting for Linn-Mar to get out here. I think he's given some final instructions to his quarterbacks, and we'll get Coach over here in a second.
Okay, wave at us again when you're ready, and we'll shoot it right out to you.
Sounds good.
So, Austin on the sideline. Almost, I think this is a hot chocolate night for football.
Yeah, run to the concession and get it where we can. There are some halftime scores. Looking at Jeff there, there's some surprises there. We do have number 1 Valley visiting Waukee Northwest. That was 3-3 at the half. We have Dowling hosting Johnson. They are leading 14-3 at halftime. Ankeny Hawks are at Waukee. They're leading 6-0 at halftime. I think the big surprise we have here is that Southeast Polk was ranked number 2 or 3, or which rankings you're looking at. But Iowa City Liberty is in town, and they are leading Southeast Polk 17-0 at halftime.
Wow.
So that is probably the big surprise that I've seen out there. And Liberty was the one that squeaked a 1-point win over Cedar Falls last week. So they may be the surprise team coming from the East.
But I will say this, and I said it last year, it's Southeast Polk's until they take it away. They were at 4-4, I think, at one point last year. Got hot, got in, and went on and won another title. So, yeah, but it just shows, too, a lot of close games out there early, and there's so many teams now who could step up, though, and, Southeast Polk has won every 5A title since they went to that class. So can they keep a hold on it or not? And we'll see. But some interesting scores early in the season. Oh, okay, there's Austin. He's waving. Okay, Austin Oliver, go ahead.
Okay, Coach Orr kind of ran into a buzzsaw in the first half with the offense from Centennial.
Yeah, and a lot of credit to them for taking advantage of opportunities. And doggone, we just find more ways to shoot ourselves in the foot, and not just in a single way, in multiple ways. So we haven't found a way to kind of stop that negative momentum. So we've just had a pretty good heart-to-heart with the kids in the locker room. I think they'll come out and fight. That's what we've asked them to do. Mostly, we just would like them to execute what we've done all week long in practice, and we just haven't seen it at all on either side of the ball yet. So we're gonna try to get that fixed the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach Orr.
All right, thank you, Austin, there on the sideline. Coach Orr, interesting how Coach for quite a while then took a little time off to watch his son and then decided to come back. And I kind of know I took a little time off broadcasting for a while as my son was in doing sports. And, you got to do that because your kids, these seasons go by so quickly.
They do.
Especially you get to high school. Well, we got 4 years, but boom, that's gone pretty quick.
Yeah, it goes by in a blink. You look like, what happened? I used to go to games, and all of a sudden my daughters who have grandsons, like what happened there? So that's enjoy those times there. But he seems to be enjoying coming back in the locker room and teaching these young men. So he's got a lot of experience. He's been at the high school and the college level. So great to see him back on the sidelines.
I tell you, Linn-Mar brings back some memories for me when I was first starting out interning at college at the radio station in Cedar Falls. And I was their sideline guy. And post-game, I'd get the coach. Cedar Falls goes all the way to the title, faced Linn-Mar, won it on a field goal, the state title there. So always brings back memories when I see these Linn-Mar, see them. And I think they played over here last year. Was it Waukee or South? Anyway.
Yeah, we had the rare. I was talking to Paul last week. We had the rare doubleheader. We had Centennial for the first game. They both were home teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Centennial played first, and then we had the Linn-Mar Ankeny Hawk game second, all in the same night.
Yeah, so quite interesting there. So we getting ready to start the second half, and Centennial deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. And again, we're at 35, so clock is continuous until they go below 35. And again, run down the scoring. It was 44-yard interception return by Kiefer Reed to lead it off. Then it was a 77-yard run by Morgan. Then a 10-yard run by Morgan, a 48-yard run by Morgan. All that came in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, a 56-yard touchdown run by Morgan. All the PATs were good. And here we go. Linn-Mar kicking off to start the second half, and it'll be into the end zone for a touchback, 1st and 10. for Ankeny at the 20. And here's where I'm sure Coach Pizzetti is going to say, hey, 35-0, but let's come out and let's execute and still doing what we did well in the first half.
Exactly. You want to make sure that you find your rhythm right away, establish your dominance. Don't let the Linn-Mar defense go, take it and give you a 3 and out. So we'll see how Linn-Mar responds coming out of the locker room, see how they handle that defense, see what adjustments they make, because halftime is always full of adjustments for both teams.
Brecken Miller is out. He's got Schmitz in the backfield. Hands it off to him, and he goes right up the middle there. Offensive line, we haven't mentioned them much tonight, but Braylon Deacon Keehee, Cade Muring, Carter Shuddy, Asher Meganell, and Kane Brooks for Ankeny Centennial in that line, and they've been opening up some holes there tonight for Centennial. We come out again this time. Handoff again, slowly looking for room. Now cuts it up inside and gets across. Schmitz does for the first down. Very patient running there.
Yeah, good job blocking there by Aiden Miller. See, what they want to do is they want to kick out the defensive ends and create that lane in there, and that's usually where your big running, your gap running plays are, not running to the sideline. So good job of blocking up front there. Straight ahead zone blocking.
And Morgan back in. Was that Morgan on the last carry? I think it was.
Yeah.
He snuck in there on me. Now dropping back, Morgan out in the flat, and he's hammered.
Yeah.
There, defense read that well. And
yeah, Brendan Corbett, he was keying on J.J. Morgan out there. He's seen that, probably seen some film where he has caught that little flare pass out there in the flat. Wasn't going to let it happen.
Yeah, Brendan Corbett took him right down for a loss there. 2nd and 13.
Surprised Morgan hung on to the ball, showing some good hands.
So it is Morgan again in the backfield. Dropping straight back. Throws it out. Caught just beyond the marker. Luke Mitchell with the catch. You'll see the replay here.
Yeah, nice job. That Cameron Myers went up the sideline, took it in the middle, kind of took the top off that. Luke Mitchell came across to the sideline running an out route.
Yeah, and Miners went down, drug his man right by him. And it's 1st and 10 for the Jaguars.
Nice touch pass by Brecken Miller there. Threw it right on the money there for the first down.
And what is that, the second pass tonight? He's only
third,
maybe. Third, yeah. Hand off to Good, and fumble.
Yep.
And recovered by Linn-Mar.
That's what Linn-Mar was looking, is a turnover there. Devin Good had the running lane. He was up there. He had gained about 12 yards, and you got to tuck that ball up in that bicep area. They teach him that, but it looks like he just kind of popped out.
Yeah, Good. It had about the first down, and then it got popped out, and Warren Sickles recovered it. You see there on the replay for Linn-Mar. And now they're back in action. And Derek Rolling is in at quarterback now. Hands off. Cutting up the middle is Hud Turner.
Yeah, the sophomore quarterback. Seeing what he has in the game.
So Derek Rolling in now, the third quarterback that played here tonight, trying to find a little combo. That 5-yard pickup by Hud Turner. Drops straight back, wings it out to the left. Turn and a good drive across up to the first down.
I think that was Tate McGowan. Or 5.
Chase Bradley, I guess.
Nice touch there by Derek Rolling, just getting the ball out there, not trying to fire it out there, but laying it out there where the receiver can get the ball and do something with it.
So Linn-Mar had a interception and a fumble turnover. Now the first turnover here by Centennial. Let's see if Linn-Mar, there's a fumble just as I talk about it, and I think Linn-Mar may be on it. Let's see.
No indication by the defense. Usually the defense knows they got if they had the ball, so.
I thought for a moment that Aiden Kunin was there, but Linn-Mar gets it back, but now puts him in second and long.
That's some of the things can happen when with the new quarterback in there, the timing of the handoff.
So they'll go 2 receivers right, 1 left here. Fakes a handoff, rolling right, throws on the run over the head of the receiver. Out in the flat. He was looking there for Wesley Owen. And now 3rd and 14.
Yeah, a little antsy there on the throw. Got out and just throwing when you're running at full speed. You got to somehow shorten your stride, find the right stride there, and deliver a little more accurate pass. It's a hard pass to throw.
Pretty good coverage too by Centennial on that as well. So big 3rd down now here for Linn-Mar. Looks like a little pressure coming. Up the middle, he fires behind his man as the pressure gets in there and disrupts.
Looks like Meering was in there. Pizzetti there on the blitz. He's lucky there. He was late on the throw. He threw it behind the receiver there. And Taggart was right there. I thought he might have had a chance to pick that up.
Yeah, it could have been our second pick 6 here as he was looking there. Schmidt's back. And they let it bounce, and it touched somebody. It might have. Let's see what they say. It did.
They did.
It touched Centennial.
Don't know if it hit. It did touch the
Garrett
the
Stevens
player.
maybe, or one of the other players there.
It was a short, high punt. There was a lot of pressure on there, so that when the punter hit it, it went high in the air, checked up. If you don't know, the returners should yell, get away, but they didn't. It caught them. So another turnover here to the advantage of Linn-Mar. See what they can do something. They're at the 28-yard line.
Now their deepest penetration they've had all ball game here. And handoff, rumbling ahead, and did he lose the ball?
Looks like he did.
Centennial pointing their way. Let's see what the officials say.
Looked like Duncan Porter on the carry. Unless he said his knee was down. I mean, he did. The ball did come out, but he might have been down before the ball popped out.
On the replay, he just went in his way through there. I think it did, yeah. His shoulder hit and it popped out, so.
Ground can't cause a fumble.
2nd and 1 here.
They have done the quarterback sneak in these really very short yardage situations.
And a little motion there. Flip a man over to the right side. Pitch back, looking for the corner. It's Turner. Hud Turner busts through and gets down for the first down inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line.
They ran the heavy formation to the right side, bring that defense over to go the tight end. They threw to the short side of the field where it's fewer blockers and just letting Turner do his job.
Got a Linn-Mar player down over there on the far side. Working on him there. Let's take a break. We'll do that and be back after this on CISN.TV.
I can't.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
First and goal at the 8 for Linn-Mar. And there's the handoff, looking for room outside and nowhere to go for Ben Perschek.
Yeah, Bailey. I would give Jackson Bailey the credit for that. He went back there, it caused him to change direction in the running. Then the rest of the defense came over to make the tackle for the 2-yard loss. So good penetration by Bailey coming from his safety position.
So Linn-Mar trying to take advantage of a couple miscues here by Centennial. A fumble and then a mishandled punt, or a punt that bounced off of Centennial. So second and goal now at the 10.
There's a whistle.
And so false start. That's the first penalty of the night on Linn-Mar, and it's a costly one. Because now it makes it second and goal at the 15. They can't get a first down. They got to get it into the end zone here.
Wall's probably in for Bradley, just unfamiliar with the formation. Moved after he made his set.
And fake, rolling right. Throws across, up in the air. Oh, and almost, he did catch it off the ricochet. Chase Bradley.
Who had been out for a play, made a leaping catch to get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage down the 8-yard line.
Watch this here on the replay. It goes off the top receiver, and he gets an assist to Bradley, and Bradley goes up and hangs on. It went off the hands of Bradley Duncan Porter into the hands of Chase Bradley. And we may be looking at a play of the week right there.
Yeah.
As now it gets them back to where they started out. Third and goal at the 8. And probably 2-down territory. Rolling left, looking, throws back across the green, and it's short. And probably good as it was because he had a Jaguar zoning in on it.
Yeah, he's looking for Chase Bradley. That's when your coach takes the gasp. He goes, no, don't throw it back against the formation. So he held up there, but
it says they 0 for 2 on field goals in that first game. So what looks like they're going to set up here. Bradley Duncan set it up at 15. It'll be a 25-yard field goal here. Good snap. Kick is good. Wow.
Cleared it by just that much.
Over
Still
the bar.
Counts. That is, I didn't want to put the whammy on him, but that's the first points scored this year by Linn-Mar. They were shut out last weekend playing Prairie. It was 38-0, so this is the first points they have, which does, that field goal takes off the running clock.
And Austin Oliver down on the field. What'd you see on that drive there?
Well, I mean, it's some of the same things that the Lions been doing the rest of the game. They just put it all together in one drive. Got to help with a couple of the turnovers there, but that line drive field goal for the first points of the season for the Lions.
Yeah, and we had just said, Ankeny's got to come out, Centennial come out and just play hard again and not let Linn-Mar back in. Now, they did stiffen up and give just up a field goal, but that takes off the continuous clock, right? And they go under 35 here, so we're ready for the kickoff again. And Linn-Mar on the board now with the 35-yard field goal. Booming kick here into the end zone, and Centennial will get it 1st and 10. At the 20-yard line.
So Bradley, Duncan Porter, he kicks field goals. He kicks off. He's a punter. He lines up. He's a running back. So he's a busy individual tonight.
Yep, the 5'9", 175-pound junior. And Centennial will come back out.
Still the same starting backfield.
Yep. You got
number 1 unit.
Smitch is in there and Morgan. Morgan comes in, stops. Hand off to the second man coming around. He cuts back against the green, has some room, cuts it outside and is pulled down. Across the 40. Good.
That's the element that Devin Good brings you, that he is a shifty back. He went out there to the right side, came back, broke a tackle in the backfield, came back. He's one of those shifty runners that gives you a different pace than J.J. Morgan.
Yeah, and he had everybody reaching with their arms, and he just ran right through them there to cut back from right to left. So Centennial now, 1st and 10 at the 43, a pickup of 23 on that play. Fake the handoff, rolling right, looking. Now throws. Oh, had a man, couldn't bring it in. Out there was Owen Kasperi.
He'll be thinking about that one tonight and tomorrow. He was open, but good patience by Brecken Miller to go out there, wait for that to come back. He came from the far side across, found that drag route across the middle.
Yeah,
little behind him.
His first receiver was covered, his deep receiver was covered, and he picked up the middle guy there. You're right, good eyes upfield for the quarterback. So now 2nd and 10 at the 43 for Centennial.
Showing good patience.
Oh, snap gets by the quarterback. He'll go down and just go down on it. Brecken Miller. And I don't know if it snapped before he was ready or what, but
he had a player coming back, behind him. I think he glanced at him, took his eyes off the center, and this came back a little bit too quick.
Well, right before that, he leaned over and said something to the running back, and then he turned back, and you're right, and snapped. So now the ball back, and it's 3rd and 27 to go here. So the third quarter's not exactly been stellar for Centennial in execution-wise. They send Morgan in motion, now fumbles it again, throws it out. Flag comes in, and he'll be stopped at the 30.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a hold there, but obviously they're going to decline that penalty.
They'll decline it and take it because it'll be still 4th and 22 here.
I'm sure Coach Pizzetti is less than thrilled that his offense kind of stagnant in here. They've had a fumble, they've had penalties, they've dropped passes, so definitely not as sharp as they were in the first.
And then that turnover on the punt as the clock runs down here to end the third quarter. So we'll go to the 4th, and it'll be a Centennial coming up with a punt here when we come back on CISN.TV.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Back here at Ankeny, Centennial getting ready to punt. Austin Oliver on the sideline. Well, Austin, those first 2 quarters, Centennial loved them, but that third, they want to flush that one, huh?
Yeah, not so good. I think one of the things maybe because both of the teams seem to be dropping the ball here in the second half is just this is the first time we've really been playing in a little bit cooler weather. I mean, my hands are a little bit chilly down here, but maybe that's one of the reasons. I looked at the balls seemed to be dry too.
Here's the punt. McEwen back. He lets it bounce, and it'll get a pretty good Centennial. No, then it comes back the other way just as I say that. and will end up at the 32. So about a 38-yard punt by Centennial. So Tim Hauber, Linn-Mar got to come out with a little momentum. They didn't score a touchdown, but they got on the board on that last drive. So
yeah, they moved the ball pretty well. They had they picked up quite a few yards. We're seeing the quarterback play, the third-string quarterback coming in, got some first downs and got some points on the board. So see what they can do here. If they can keep this up, what the coach talked about at halftime.
Derek Rowling comes back out, twin backs, and then boom, they stuff him right there. No chance at all as Hud Turner gets a ball and takes a loss.
What do you think it was? Houston loose there on the play?
And so maybe some words were said between the quarter break there by the coach about, okay, guys, let's go. And Centennial comes up with a stop of the first play here of the fourth quarter. Rolling in again, back there on defense, takes a low snap, fakes it, throws it out wide. Oh, good dipsy-do there by the receiver, cuts through all the way up, and picks up a few there. Elias Wall.
Yeah. Yeah, he caught it there on his fingertips, was able to have enough presence of mind to tuck it, make a move, and go upfield, flipping it, making it a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he just kind of dropped back there and let the defender get by him and makes it a manageable 3rd down here for Linn-Mar. Handoff right up the middle, bust through. There's the first down all the way up almost to midfield on the carry. Is Fairley. So Fairley, who had come in at quarterback, now goes into the running back spot there and picks up the first down. So Linn-Mar coach trying to figure out, just plug in some players here and see what combination works.
Yeah, see who they are.
And off to Fairley. He goes over the right side and gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe fell ahead for one. Well, no, I think they're going to mark him right at the stake, so no gain.
And Fairley was the more the running quarterback last week and had several carries. He had 8 carries last week, so he can fill in that tailback position, giving Hud a little bit of a break there, give him a different look, different speed coming out of the backfield.
So Liberty up now 24-0 over Southeast Polk. Low snap, but he handles it and now takes it himself. Cuts it outside and on to the 40 for the first down. Rolls up a first down here for Linn-Mar.
Nice fake there. We just had seen Farley carrying the ball, so he just good ball fake. Take it to the outside there. A nice cut inside, outside move, getting another first down.
Fairley goes out. Tate McEwen comes in for him. As moving personnel around, trying to find something that works here. I guess Fairley now is back in at the tailback spot. Looked like he was going out, but he comes back in. Now rolls, right, throws, has a man. He's not going to pick up much yardage, though, as Centennial right there quickly defensively. And that was Bradley Duncan Porter.
Smart play, though. There's nothing developing there as he was rolling out. Downfield, taking what's under route. Not trying to force the ball downfield.
So rolling with Fairley in the backfield here for Linn-Mar. Hands it off. Fairley right into the pile. He'll pick up a couple. And bring up.
They're at that part of the field. They're inside the 40. I think it's 4th down territory for Linn-Mar.
4th and 7. I think they're going to go for it. Or is it 3rd and 7? 3rd and 7. Okay. Twin backs now, and there's a flag down.
Somebody might have moved a little early.
They move, or did the play clock run out on them?
Haven't seen a signal yet.
See. Oh.
So that makes it a 3rd and 2. It's one of those mental mistakes out there. They're seeing a lot of new players coming in, linebacker, defensive backs. I think they're shifting guys in. So that's up to the assistant coach. Make sure you're shuffling the right guys in and getting the right guy out.
So we go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2 on the penalty here for Linn-Mar. Rolling. Keeps it himself. Heads right up the middle, and I think he's got the first down where they're marking it. Yep. So Cade Newman in on the tackle to move the sticks ahead.
This is good film for Linn-Mar to look at. You got a sophomore quarterback committee. He's been very composed, has done a nice job in moving the ball. He's making some good runs there. So it's nice to see what they have with the offense with another quarterback in there. Now he's leading a drive down there, down to the 30-yard line.
Rolling. Hands off to Fairley. Fairley up the middle. And what did Coach tell Austin Oliver? We just need to come out and execute here in the second half, and they're doing it, Tim.
They are. You know, I give the offensive line for Linn-Mar all their credit. They're opening up some holes. They're holding on to their blocks. The running backs are doing a good job of finding the hole, getting what's available to you. Don't try to bounce to the outside, but getting positive yards in every play that you have.
2nd and 3 at the 23. Rolling. Stops, looks. Now rolls left. Throws it into the flat to Bradley Duncan Porter. And he'll be knocked out a little shy of the first down, I think.
Yeah.
No, they're going to get the first down there.
Kane Brooks there almost had the tackle in the backfield. But Rolling did a good job evading the tackle, getting out there.
And we see Will Morris coming in at linebacker again for Centennial. Rolling and Fairley in the backfield. 2 receivers right for Linn-Mar. Hands off, keeps it himself, rolls to the right. He's got some room there. Cuts it back up inside and is pulled down around the 6-yard line.
Duncan Porter thought, don't want to have the ball. I mean, he did pull it back out. Something that Rolling saw there. It was open to the wide side of the field. He pulled it back out of his belly, went upfield, and ran for
Austin Oliver. What are you seeing down there?
Well, they're just working it down the field. It's nothing flashy. It's nothing crazy. No big plays, but they're just grinding right now, and it's working.
Alrighty. Rolling again. Fairley to his left. Hands it off. Pushing ahead.
That's why Morris came in there. He was in the backfield getting the tackle for no loss. He's just going to shut that down.
2nd and goal at the 6. Now, this is the area where the Centennial defense has been able to kind of stop them. They got down here in the red zone last time, forced them into a field goal. Linn-Mar comes up now, 2nd goal at the 6.
A couple penalties that, had pushed the ball back, so we'll see if they can stay away from those and get positive yards.
Keeps it himself up the middle, touchdown. 6-yarder. By Rolling.
Yeah, he rolled that belly fairly, to the outside, but that's a good RPO by Rolling, showing us something there on the ability to play quarterback.
Right there, kept the ball, you're right, and right into the end zone with 4:06 to play.
Also a good block there by Duncan Porter, who now has to go back and attempt the extra point.
Snap, set, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 35-10 as Linn-Mar gets on the board here. We'll take a break on CISN.TV.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Well, Linn-Mar finds the end zone for the first time here tonight, making it 35-10. They'll kick off, and they do kick it deep. And taking my Schmitz back there, about the 3. Looks for some room, gets a block outside, now cuts it back in, up to the 25. Still rolling ahead, gets it up to the 30. Good return there for Centennial.
Max Schmidt's kind of doing it all. Running back, kick return. Good return there for a positive yard. See if they come in. Linn-Mar has held Centennial scoreless. They have gone from 32 plays. They have ran 20 plays here in just the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter. So they've really held on to the ball here most of the second half.
And, of course, Centennial had the fumble on the first drive there and give it back. And now come out, let's see. They can crank their offense back up. There's a handoff over the left side, plowing up for about 9. There and just
seeing Rowan Doe coming in at quarterback.
Yep, Doak in there.
I think Coach would like to see a time-consuming drive establish themselves, run out the clock, and just go down the field here. I think we're going to see the ball on the ground here the rest of the way.
Devin Good in the backfield there with Doak. Now offset to the left of him. And he gets it right in the gut and plows right over. He'll get the first down, and I think you're right. They're just going to grind this out.
Mm-hmm. Seeing some good blocking up front.
And again, probably got a little talking to on the sideline there. Hey, when you guys get the ball back on offense, I want to come out there and see you execute.
It doesn't matter if you're starting or reserve. You're going to go out there and do that. I'm trying to see if they get basically just bring the 11 personnel out there, one tight end, single running back.
So Schmitz in the backfield. Fake to him. Or no, he gets it to him, and he goes over the right side and drives out of bounds. Max Schmitz on the carry. So we're winded down here.
So they just tackled inbounds. Clock is still running.
And of course, Centennial taking a long time in the huddle, as you said. They're just going to wind this clock down, and after the big first half, got a few other players in there, a little time. There's the handoff and met right about the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Schmitz, third and 3.
Steele Morgan for Linn-Mar defense coming in there, forcing it. They're blitzing. They're really not. They're playing really a single safety now. They're going to force it, knowing the run is coming. So try to get them into maybe a punt formation with 1:20 left in the game.
Up to the line, Roman Doak, QB, 6'5" junior. Takes a low snap, hands it off, right up into the middle. With it is Devin Good. And that'll bring up 4th down as He stopped at the line of scrimmage, but we're under a minute to play here, so I'm assuming they're going to run that play clock down and hand it off one more time, and that could just about, well, they might have to stop the clock if it doesn't run down before the change of possession, but.
Well, if they run a play here, it'll be under 30, and then they can let the clock run out, unless Linn-Mar wants to call a timeout.
Let's see what happens with it. Hand off, looking for room. Now cuts it back inside. Good. And he'll be pulled down, and that will change it over on the change of possession.
Got down to 18 seconds there. Steele Morgan was in there. Navarro was in there on that tackle. Did what they had to do. They had the ball with over 3 minutes to go, and Centennial went down there and ran it down to 18 seconds.
And Linn-Mar coming back out. And they maybe one or two plays. They got a few timeouts left. Well, 3 left. But we'll see what they do here. Low snap and ball fumbled.
Yeah.
Fairley gets on it, but they lose a few yards. And looks like they're going to let the clock run down. And that will do it. 35-10 here for Ankeny. All 35 points coming in that first half. Austin Oliver coming across. We'll see if he can grab the coach here. But Tim, just an explosive first half there for Centennial.
Yeah, they were just like every time they touched the ball, they were on the other side of the field, scoring a touchdown. There's some huge plays by J.J. Morgan, running the ball there. The defense played lights out, just didn't give them any room to breathe. They moved the ball a little bit, but they kept them in check pretty much the entire first half, building that big 35-0 lead going into halftime. So we got the lights flashing, and Centennial's going to feel good. They're on the win side. Linn-Mar, some good things happening here in the second half where they got on the scoreboard and executed a little better there. And that's what the coach talked about at halftime, because we had a heart-to-heart and had a talk.
So Austin Oliver, he's over there. He has the man of the night here, Morgan.
Yep, I'm here with J.J. Morgan. 200 yards, over 200 yards in the game tonight, 4 touchdowns. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys did tonight.
We just focused on our team this week. Last week, we suffered a loss from Southeast Polk. Some stuff we had to work on, some stuff we had to make better, and that's just what we did. We came out, executed.
Congratulations, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll try to grab Coach here real quick.
Okay. Austin, as you see him down there, running around looking for the coach.
All right, here we are with Coach Pizzetti. Great first half, a little bit dicey here in the second half. Got Lincoln next week, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's right. What do you take away from this game to build on for next week?
You got to finish. We didn't play 4 quarters. We played 2 good ones and then 2 average ones. You can't do that. We didn't get better the second half. First half was good. Second half, you got some things to learn.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Good luck.
All right, your final thoughts, Austin. Or no, he's coming across.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I thought, Coach really said it well. I think Coach Orr also said some good things there, too, as his team came out and competed in the second half. We could see that with them scoring their first 10 points of the year, so kudos to them as well.
All right, thank you very much, Austin. Great job down there. Tim Halber, your thoughts here on the game.
I agree with Coach Pizzetti. I think they played a really, really good, outstanding, first half. Second half a little sloppy. I think their attention to detail was lacking there. I think it's something that he's going to work on. But they definitely made a statement there. They went from 0-1 to 1-1. That's a big thing. Getting that first win at home, resetting things. You found some things about your players. Definitely the line and J.J. Morgan did a great job tonight.
And, that started off with a 44-yard interception return for a touchdown by Kiefer Reed on Linn-Mar's first drive, then runs unofficially here of 77, 10, 48, and 56 for Morgan in the first half. then a field goal and a rolling run for a touchdown. They scored all 10 points here in the second half to make it 35-10 here, but just a good first half, and as he said, not average second half for
Centennial. He said
here
some different players in there. I think the offense got a little bit of a few mistakes there, but they seemed to move the ball when they needed to, and the defense stepped up. Linn-Mar, second half, they might have found a quarterback in their sophomore and rolling. I see that seemed to have more tempo going in there. They put a lot of fight in there. They put up 10 points on the board. I think that they kind of righted that they can take something positive back, and
Fairley showed them a little bit in the running back spot there coming in, so they got Hud Turner, and then Fairley showed a little bit going to that running back spot.
Yeah, so they got more than one running back. I think that's the thing that they came out there. Their passing game's a little bit better. Need some work on that, but definitely it's a long season, only 2 games into it. But there's a lot of things they can work on, a lot of positives to take out of this game, even though they're on the short end, losing here to Centennial.
All right, we thank everybody for watching here tonight. Thanks for Randy at the controls and our entire crew here. You see the full moon there over Ankeny, and we're into September and football here, a lot ahead. But thanks for watching here tonight. Ankeny goes to 1-1. Linn-Mar falls to 0-2 here on CISN.TV.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.